Yeah, once again, we're at Lake in Michigan here. We'll head down into Millennium Park there, Grand Park there. See what's shaking around the bean there. Hopefully we'll get to Buckingham Fountain, and we'll see if they remove the fencing from the Taste of Chicago. Hey, John James, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, saw you were on this morning. Thanks for being on here again for lunch. Hope you're having a good day there. And people are taking photos here. Stands Donuts, Bubblicious, lids. We need to pick up a lid here. Garrett's Popcorn. And we'll wait till everybody else starts to join us. Yeah, I didn't get started right on time there. Sometimes it's hard for me to get out of the office there right at noon. I look at the clock and I'm like, man, where did the time go? It's already noon. But hey, Sharon, how you doing there? Julie, how you doing there? Mary Therese, hey, thanks for being on. Appreciate it. We got a beautiful sunshiny day here. We've had an amazing stretch of weather here and it continues. And I got to pinch myself because we got to soak in these 80-degree days here. It said 79 degrees, so we got, and the humidity's not bad. It was really nice and cool this morning for our walk in, and we'll wait for the light to change here. Yeah, we get a few more seconds here. We'll head on into the park there.
Elementary school.
E Pluribus Bigley, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for the watching there. How you doing there? Alvin, thanks for tuning in, Alvin. Good afternoon. Wes, how you doing there? Yeah, I'll pick you up a lid there, Wes. You know what I mean. Thanks for getting my references there. The old 70s slang there from Cheech and Chong. There, Patty Cakes, how you doing there? Michael Anderson, yeah. Everybody's in there. Is everybody in? Yeah. Ceremony's about to begin. Oh, I'm quoting Jim Morrison again. That's pretty bad. Using the cheap movie lines there, but hey, it's fun. Here we'll yeah, let's head on into Millennium Park here. We'll go past the bean, usual touristy stuff. I know I show all the touristy stuff, but hey, I'm happy to do it. It's near where I work. It's convenient for me. Hey, I saw our new friend there, Big Glacier Keys. He was Lucky Chucky. And I think most of you know, if you know Chicago content, you know Lucky Chucky. He's a South Side personality. He was on a reality TV show about being in prison, and then since then he's had a pretty still has a really successful run here on social media. He has like 1 million followers literally, and he boxes, and so Big Glacier Keys was at one of Lucky Chucky's boxing matches, which I was happy to see that. I guess the Lucky Chucky boxes for charity and other things there, and I know my cousin Mike would like that. He's into the ultimate fighting and all that. I'm not that much into that, but I'm glad they cover it. Amber, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks everybody. John James, Carrie, how you doing there? Carrie, hello. Yeah, what a perfect day. That's why I'm like, today's the day. Well, I know we were just down there. This Friday we were at the Taste of Chicago. We saw the Buckingham Fountain during the Taste of Chicago with all the food trucks around there. And so today we'll give it a try and see. I just want to see if the fencing's down. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow we'll head over towards the West Loop. Some people are asking me questions about some of the pedestrian walkways there. They want to use it to go to take a vacation to Chicago in the winter here. So, but we got plenty of time until that. I'm sure we'll get over there before then. Mia, how you doing there? Yeah, Heather and Mary Therese. Did I miss Heather? Heather B. Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, got the whole gang back together here. Look at the beautiful flowers here. The El Mignon, but like that color there. Here's the yeah, we'll go by Casa Bonita here, and we'll head around and catch the Great Bean of Chicago here. There it is. looking nice as usual. It's all cleaned up. Yeah, Sharon, how you doing there? Dolores, yeah, thanks for tuning in there. How's everybody doing here? Just in time. We'll cruise by the Great Bean of Chicago here. And Expedite will walk around this way. We'll go around it. And then we'll head over towards the Buckingham Fountain here. But it's amazingly warm. That's my only criticism of this new plaza. For some reason, and I'm sure it'll feel good in the wintertime. It feels like you're on a hot plate, like you're a little ant when it gets... See, we're only at 79 degrees. Imagine what this would feel like on a 99-degree day. You'd feel like you're frying bacon on the plaza there around the bean. Even the bean itself, it's like a mirror. It just like reflects the sun. But there's Double Clutch. The whole... I wonder if they're going to have Oktoberfest. They've had Oktoberfest activities down in here. There, you show you some of the skyline. They'll get out of their picture. They're going to take a picture. There's the Great Bean of Chicago. Lorraine, how you doing there? Yeah, Mia and Beatrice. Yeah, welcome back to Chicago. There's the old Montgomery Wards playing the nice music there. There's the Great Bean of Chicago. I'll stay off the steps here. See, I'll stay down below here. And we'll just catch the end of the bean here with the skyline a little bit. They're taking photos there too. Yeah, that's how you do it. Look at that. It's a nice photo. So they got some landscaping on the side here. This is nice. Michael Rodriguez, how you doing there? See? Got Michael Anderson, Michael Rodriguez. Yeah, remember this was, yeah, Michael, this was under construction for over a year. Or no, not over a year, maybe like 9 months. It took longer than we all thought, and then they took down the fencing, and then they put it back up because they weren't done. They took it down for the 20th anniversary. So here we'll head through the Lurie Gardens here, and we'll head over towards the Buckingham Fountain. Maybe on the way back, maybe we'll come across this bridge instead of heading into the city. Maybe we'll just stay in the park. Got 12:15. Dave, let's see, Dave Jeffrey, yeah, Niagara, USA there. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, there's the Pritzker Band Show. They got it all closed up, so I guess nothing. No free concerts today. The Nichols Bridgeway's closed too. What's it today? Tuesday. It's because the Art Institute is not open Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I think that's the way they do it. But they're open on weekends. That's why they got the security is a union there, and they get a well-deserved 2 days off there. So we'll head through the Lurie Gardens here. If you just joined, we're in Millennium Park. We already checked out the bean here. Downtown Chicago, Grant Park, Millennium Park. We're going to go over towards the Buckingham Fountain. We're going to walk through the Lurie Gardens here. Yeah, this is a green roof. There's parking underneath this. Underground parking, which is really above the ground. We're like on a multi-level parking garage here. But it seems like the ground, and they get the hills and stuff because they got styrofoam underneath the soil. It's not add so much weight to the parking deck. As you can imagine how much weight the biomass, and especially the soil, you know, for these trees. Look at there's trees on top of a parking garage. I mean, and they plan for it. They got like little wells and stuff, like little places for the roots and stuff. But hey, you hear the crickets chirping here? Yeah, Lurie Gardens here. Yeah, welcome Dave and Jeffrey and Dave Jeffrey. Okay, good, yeah. Get these little paths here. Yeah, you can go down through there. People sit there and have a nice lunch there. City in a garden, we're trying. crazy wonderful. What else is going on here? I guess it says don't, there's a little sign that says don't step on the flowers. Look at this little sign here. Don't step on the flowers. Okay, we'll try. There's another one. No stepping on the flowers. See, that's how you get down to the parking garage there, Exelon Pavilion there. We're down in Monroe, Columbus. Let's see, which way should we go? It looks like we're gonna miss this light here unless I get down there. I might try to run it. Dash, nope, it already changed, so we gotta wait for the left turns here. See, this is how you get down the parking. You can go down underneath here, and so you got to go all the way down. Millennium Park Garage, Segway tours, you see all that? That's how you get down into the parking deck there underneath Millennium Park here, and we'll head across. They still got some fencing up. They had this fencing, it looks like. Ed Paschke Way. Ed Paschke's an artist, was an artist. It's appropriate that he has a street named after him next to the Art Institute. And if we get around this hedge, we showed this on Saturday or Friday. Why did they put a hedge here? Here's the Chicago Stock Exchange. Louis Sullivan designed ornamentation, and of course Richard Nichols salvaged this. He lost his life, and if you go inside to, you know, he died when the building collapsed on him when they were trying to salvage all the material. Hey, there's Elmo. There's Elmo riding a motorcycle. You see Elmo go by on, you get a Elmo thing on his. I messed up this car because I cut the corner there and it was trying to beat the pedestrians there. It's always a car waiting to turn. Always, always, always. That's fine. So it looks like, yeah, they're taking down the Taste of Chicago. There's a lot of trucks there, so they're still dismantling the fencing. Looks like we'll be able to get through here. There's somebody jogging there. So there's the Art Institute of Chicago. There's the modern wing. There we can look back there and see the Aeon and the Prudential. And oops, I almost hit a fence. Taco, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Let's see. Lorraine and Mia. And you're watching the debate? Yeah, the debate should be interesting. Thanks for reminding me that. Yeah, we got the, don't forget the big presidential debates tonight. And yeah, it should be interesting. We'll see how it plays out. So much suspense. We'll see if it changes anybody's minds. I doubt it. I think everybody's pretty much locked in. Isn't it amazing that no matter, you know, we get locked in these 50-50 battles with, it comes down to a few swing states, electoral college, a few people decide it for the rest of the country. We'll see, you know, it's like gone are the days when we have, like, you know, when Ronald Reagan beat Mondale, it was like, it was such a landslide. I don't think we're ever going to have anything like that, at least unless something drastically changes. And all these close elections, even the governor races, the senates and house, unless except for the districts that are gerrymandered. There's a lot of gerrymandered safe districts where people almost run unopposed, and Chicago's like that too. It's usually in this area. You know how the city works. Yeah. Hey, lunch buddies there. Yeah, thanks everybody for saying hello. Yeah, the electoral college thing. I mean, you know, we got to give the founding fathers, or whatever we want to call them, some slack, because they, you know, their time, they really didn't want. We have a constitutional republic. We don't really have true representative democracy. It's not, you know, they wanted to, the elites of that time, which included all the founding fathers that were part of the Constitutional Convention, they were certainly the elites, the plantation owners, the business leaders, and the politicians of that era. that they were worried about the rabble, the mob. They were worried about the mob deciding the election, so they wanted to, you know, have some, like, really they wanted to decide who was president amongst themselves. And now we divulge into these two-party systems. It really wasn't much of a primary this year for either party. And you got these two giant corporate-like parties that they call it a choice, but it's really, it's, you know, there is stark differences between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. But for some things, like, you know, it's a false choice. It's still, the people with power and money will still have the power and money, and they donate to all these. I always joke that the real way you vote in this country is with money. And if that wasn't the case, why do they have to raise so much money? There's a stupid Cybertruck. Look at a stupid Cybertruck. Here, we're across the street here. Hey, they got the flags there. We'll see a lot of Mexican flags. What are those flags? I didn't even know what those flags were. But hey, it looks like the Buckingham Fountain's on. Let's set over here. There's some people lounging in the park here. E pluribus bigly. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked, and it doesn't surprise me because of his ego. That I was shocked that Kennedy supported Trump, but because he was promised a cabinet level position. It was a true quid pro quo, and I guess Kamala's wasn't going to give him anything, and so he wants to maintain his relevancy. But yeah, I was, you know, Dick Cheney supporting Harris, and of course, ideologically, they're like on the complete opposite spectrum there, but it shows you because Liz Cheney, his daughter, and I respect her, and look at the price Liz Cheney has paid for attempting to stand up to Trump and Trumpism. She's been made a pariah of her own party, and it's strange that the left strangely respects Liz Cheney now because of the price she paid standing up to Trump after January 6th. I hate that. Well, okay, it's easier for me to bring this up on YouTube. I'm still very hesitant. It's hard to talk about these things because of the algorithm, and I'm worried about being too political. But because I try to run this like a radio station, people know which way I lean. I'm anti-MAGA, but I'm pretty independent. I lean to the left, but I don't buy everything the left does. The left deserves criticism too. I'm critical to the left. I'm critical to the Federal Reserve. People know I'm more libertarian than most Democrats. But that being said, there's viral videos on TikTok and YouTube and Reels where I think it's in Pennsylvania, and certainly people did it for shock value. It's almost like Pepe the Frog. They're trying to get shock value just to prove some First Amendment thing, but it's mean. It's just mean. There's a viral video going around where there was some MAGA people with the Trump flags, and there was somebody dressed in a KKK full robe with a hood on, and they were laughing and getting people to honk. I mean, that's pretty blatant. If you would accept somebody, even if I supported Trump, I certainly wouldn't support somebody standing next to me, even in Halloween, wearing something like that. That's just not funny. You know, it's almost like a bad Holocaust joke or something. It's just horrible. And, you know, I know that's the, you know, the deplorables. Hillary called the right deplorable, so they're like, hey, we'll get you, we'll show you how deplorable we are. That's the state of the country right now. And the left does some egregious things too. You know, the people were shocked in 2020 about the protest and the lengths people were willing to go to support or to be against Trump. And it's shocking. You know, we're you know, we're offensive there. Yeah, see, that's Dolores. You know, that would be true democracy. True representative democracy would be, whoever wins the, like, for example, in huge states like California would have a lot more say, because, and that's what people joke that, the senatorial system, Rhode Island and Delaware and Wyoming get 2 senators, even though California gets 2 senators, and it has like multiple times the population. It's just the way that they set it up. They want to make sure the smaller states got represented too. It's just, we've got a weird, antiquated system. It's hard to understand. It's hard to explain to people in Europe and Asia and Africa. It's like, how does your system work? And we can't even make sense of it ourselves. It's like the English system versus the metric system. We're still using this antiquated feet and inches to decide our elections. Here's the Buckingham Fountain here. So welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Buckingham Fountain here. We're in the center of Grant Park. Antiquated. Yeah, it's antiquated. It needs to be updated. Well, it's possible. It would take an amendment to the Constitution, which they did that to do prohibition and repeal prohibition. You have to get it ratified by a certain number of the states. That's really hard to do, like 3/4 of the states. Or, I guess there's other ways to amend the Constitution, but that's probably the easiest way. Here's the Buckingham Fountain here. Look at that beautiful skyline of Chicago. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you're having a good day here. Oh yeah, I know. I understand people were angry with the way the election went down in 2020. I don't discount how people felt after that election. Either people for that, thought it was stolen, or people that were okay with Trump losing power. It was, if we lose faith in our elections, we'll lose faith in our democracy, and that's our constitutional republic. And that's the danger we're running here. And it's especially made worse because we're in a post-truth world now, where there's deep fakes, you could choose your own reality. And we thought the hippies with drugs, because they could drop out of society and live in their own reality. Well, we got regular people, working class people, the same thing. You can choose whatever media that aligns with your preconceived notions, and you can find a conspiracy theory out there to believe in, and it's hard. I'm empathetic, so that's why I respect other people's viewpoints. I don't expect everybody tuning in to agree with my crazy viewpoints. It's what works for me. Same with this city. I know this city's controversial, and I have relatives that support Trump. I have relatives that are anti-Trump. I can understand, and I want to be. I still love them and respect their viewpoint, even if I don't agree with them. And that's the hardest point. That's the hardest part of all of us, is to be tolerant of other people's viewpoints, especially when they create laws that affect all of us. And that's both on the left and the right. And that's the hard part. So here hey, yeah, the Buckingham Fountain's looking nice. Thanks for staying on here. We'll head past the skyline here, and yeah, I guess I will walk back towards Michigan Avenue. We got 12:31, so we got plenty of time. We can probably even head into the loop a little bit. Hey, we got the light here. Look at these blocks. So they use these blocks to weigh down some of the tents and stuff. So, they wouldn't, we got a strong gust of wind, they would be anchored. And it looks like there's still some fencing up from the Taste of Chicago, but it's pretty much, this is where the Taste of Chicago was. Remember, we were here on Friday. They had all the eating booths, and this is right where we saw the woman perform Minnie the Moocher and the Style Pros cruise there. Here, we'll head across here. Thank you. Hey, let's go by this little orchard here. There you can see the Sears Tower, Willis Tower, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thanks everybody here. So have a good day. Patty Cakes, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's look at these beautiful gardens here. And all I know is Trump is a very polarizing figure, and Kamala Harris is an equally polarizing figure. And it just shows you the polarization in America that, you know, and most of my friends that are not voting for Trump seriously dislike him. And most people that are not voting for Kamala Harris seriously dislike her. And that's not going to change. These things are locked in. And so no matter what the outcome of the election is, there's a good chance that half the country is going to be outraged and angry, and it's not going to end with the election. So we got to be prepared for endless litigation. Hopefully it won't go to the Supreme Court if it's a close election. And we don't need another election decided by the Supreme Court like in 2000. Hanging chads. You know, remember that? Bush versus Gore. I think the country would have a hard time dealing with that. Yeah, we're trying to be adults here. I'm trying to be an adult. Thanks for. Sometimes I fail miserably. You know, I lose my cool sometimes. But thanks for understanding here. We got a good group here. You know. There's the sitting Lincoln. We walk by that often. There's the standing Lincoln. And there's the sitting Lincoln in Grant Park. There's a standing Lincoln statue in Lincoln Park as we talk about what the country went through when he was president. That was how that war started. The southern states never accepted the 1860 election. Abraham Lincoln wasn't even on the ballot in many of the states that, I think all the states that seceded from the Union, and so they didn't accept the election, and then that set the tone there. So I think we can get through here. That guy got through here, so we'll cross over here. Here's the skyline of Chicago. There's the Aeon and the Trump Tower. You can see right there behind the Smurfit Stone there. The diamond-shaped building. It's a Prudential there. 2 Prudentials. That tall blue one's residential. I always forget the name of it. Look at that plane flying behind that building there. But here's a nice street wall of Chicago. Congress Hotel. Roosevelt University. That's housing for Roosevelt University. The City Club of Chicago. All these, the Metropolitan Building, all these amazing buildings here. Yeah, thanks Lisa. Thanks for, you understand why I had to do it. You know, it wears me down. I think I'm amazed, you know. There's some live streamers, you know, Sarah and I have talked about this at great length. They're, you know, like Marty Mayor, he's amazing at ignoring the negative comments and acting like, you know, and I can't, sometimes I have to like respond, and then I guess it's a lack of my own emotional intelligence to realize that if you're in the arena, just imagine like if you're a politician, you get negative feedback every day because there's an opposition, and you just got to learn how to deal with it. The same with if you're a live streamer, it's the same thing. But yeah, I do enjoy the sub only. Thanks everybody for understanding the sub only. Not everybody understands it. Many people are angry with me for doing the sub only. I don't expect anybody to give their credit card information to a company as shady as ByteDance, which runs TikTok. We don't even know where the money goes or who's invested in it. Isn't it amazing that giant American hedge funds and private equity like General Atlantic, Susquehanna, huge investments in TikTok, and they stand to lose huge investments if TikTok's banned. These are American hedge funds that you may indirectly be invested in if you index the market. and or, you know, have your interests are aligned, you know, with they're making profit off of these social media companies. Did you see Apple? Apple got there in Ireland. It went back and forth. The EU has it out for the bigger social media companies, Google and Alphabet and Apple, because they're antitrust stuff. Apple was getting away with paying. They were somehow had their tax structure going through Ireland. You know how like a lot of international corporate conglomerates, some of the most profitable companies in the world will use Ireland as a tax hedge because they're part of the EU and they got business incentives because they want big international corporate conglomerates to have offices there for the Irish economy. But the EU said they got to pay a bunch of back taxes because they were gaming the system. And here it is. You know, that's what I always talk about. The most profitable companies that buy back their stock, no wonder they're so profitable. They get tax breaks and incentives that we don't get. Hey, he's doing the push-ups there. Look at that. So here, we'll cross here at, where are we at here? We're at Michigan and Jackson here. Let's go into the loop here. We'll take a left here. We'll watch people riding the bike on the sidewalk. Yeah, Michael, and thanks to you and others, you and Tara and Scott, you gifted some memberships. Thanks for doing that. And yeah, that's the goal. I want to get over 200 subscribers. You noticed in the walk in this morning, we had a good amount of people in the chat. The comments were flying by. Even with the sub only, the comments were flying by faster than I could answer them. And it shows you, without sub only, if we get 700 or 1,000 people, which we haven't got since I've gone sub only. I think the most I get is 500, because it's going to limit the amount of people that watch. You know, some people simply won't watch, or they'll watch without joining the live. You can watch the live without joining it. You know, it just I've done that too. But yeah, we got, you know, if we get 200, 300 subscribers, just like here, we got 66 people tuning in. The pace of the comments, I like the pace of the comments with 66 people. I can actually read the comments, call out people's names. When there's too many comments flying by, here's the L train going by here. It's the brown line. There's Scenes of the City. We streaming okay? Good. DePaul University CDM Center here. We're at Wabash. There's Central Camera. You know how I like that Central Camera neon sign there. There's the L tracks here. Yeah, brand management. Be true to yourself. And that's what I realize, you know, I've talked to Aaron Monroe and other people about this. You know, I am the brand. I got to be careful. You know, if I lose my cool, I'll be known as the guy that loses his cool, you know, and I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the happy hippie, you know. And so that's what we're trying here. Here, let's go check out Central Camera here. Go past the Shecker. Hey, there we go. There's the green line. Trains all around here. Wabash here, the Loop of Chicago. Kevin, how you doing there? Kevin G, Gary Yellow. Yeah, it's hard. You know, that's why, you know, thank you for understanding. There's the, hey, how you doing? There's the conductor there. He waved to us there. There's an orange line heading to Midway, pulling out of the Wabash and Adams station there. Hey, Central Camera. It's $18.99. Train's just waiting there. We'll head over on Jackson here. Yeah, I try to, every once in a while I'll go off on rants and try to channel my own inner George Carlin. I really like George Carlin's humor. Remember, George Carlin was a hippie. He paid his price. You know, that's why he did the 7 dirty words. He was for First Amendment free speech, controversially. And you know, he grew his hair long, grew a beard in the period where it was harder to do that. Here's the Pickwick place, the coffee, Hero Coffee Roasters here. Pickwick place right here. Just salad. Hey, get some salad. There's the Beatrix Market. Look at this beautiful building here. DePaul University stuff over here. Remember, we walked down this crazy alley here. Here, we'll head over to State Street. We'll cruise up State Street here. Yeah, 1899, Central Camera. Did you see that? And that's a neon sign. And we were all saddened when that place got looted in 2020. We're like, it's one thing to loot Best Buy or Target. Don't loot a mom and pop Central Camera. And we're glad it made it through there. It really bothered people when they damaged that. This morning we saw a smash and grab. I'm reluctant to cut it out and put in the reruns because I know what the comments are going to be. But yeah, we saw. Hey, how you doing? We saw. There's the Harold Washington Library. You got a nice view of it there. Here's. Look how they got the diagonal. Just like in Japan, you got the diagonal crosswalks here at Jackson and State. And here's the DePaul Center here. See, there's a Barnes & Noble there. There's a big, DePaul has a bunch of classrooms in there. And there's like a music center. And here, we'll head up State Street a little bit here. The 7 dirty words, you want me to tell you? You can pull them up. It's just type in George Carlin 7 dirty words. He'll say them. You know what they are. I'll test the limits of free speech here. You want me to offend everybody? Yeah. The C word. I remember when I was in grammar school, like in the 4th grade, one of my classmates, and we knew it at the time, and he knew it too, and he would joke about it. He had, you know, just like me, I have a German last name. He had a good German last name. It was Fuchs, F-U-C-H-S. But the correct, just like Bach, B-A-C-H, the correct way to pronounce it was like the 4-letter F-U-C-K. And correctly, that was his last name. And he was like, how did I get this last name? You know, it's just like, when they were, and there was another kid we went to, their last name was Butts, B-U-T-Z. You know, and that's a real somebody's last name. You know, you got. When I was in high school, there was this woman. Her name was Anna Freeze. Who would have named their kid Anna Freeze? Her last name was Freeze, F-R-E-Z-E. Her first name was Anna. Fortunately, she got married and married a guy named Anna Wayne. So she became Anna Wayne. But her maiden name was Anna Freeze. Who would name somebody that? You know, I'm sure it wasn't intentional. You know, Anastasia Freeze. There you go. There, Burkhoff's. Look at the Sears Tower here, Burkhoff's. Look at this nice mural. Look at that detail. Look, let me zoom in here to show you the detail. If we lose this building, look at that amazing detail. This building is probably mostly vacant. Even the commercial. We got giant buildings here in the Loop of Chicago that are vacant just because the Class B and C office space is no longer needed here. You know, it just all downtowns are struggling with this. So here we'll head up State Street. We'll just walk back State Street here. Yeah, the south end of State Street's not doing too hot. This is a power plant. There's a power plant. They got the chilled water and the heating, and they pipe it in. Some buildings would lease heat and cool air from this central power plant, chiller plant. Here's the Palmer House Hilton. We've walked through there. I tried to cut out the footage, but I gotta work on it. We'll get to that. And I know some people were asking about the inside of that. We did go in that recently. We've gone into it before. I'm a hog. I'm a hog, yeah. H-O-G-G or hogue or hog or yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you say that. Well, there's all the jokes like Amanda hug and kiss, IP freely, you know. Really dirty ones like Oliver Peoples. There, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Champs, they got Champs Sports here. This is State Street. The not so great street. See, look, the New York company's gone. Look at all these empty storefronts right on State Street. 4 Leaf. There's a nice vintage skyscraper. You get all these vintage skyscrapers on the corners here of State Street. There's the L going by. There, we just missed it. But here, we'll cross over here. We'll show you the doors of the Palmer House Hill and the Peacock doors and the clock. This is State Monroe. Such a beautiful building here. Look at the detail here, the griffins and the peacock and the gold doors here. Old fashioned, you get your old fashioned drink right here, Potter Palmer's. Look at his doors. Running with the Bulls by Willie Make It, yeah. Under the Grandstands by Seymour Butts. Wasn't there like books called that? Yeah, Seymour Butts. Willie Make It. See, I'm easily amused. That's good. Keep them coming. Keep them coming here. We need some more names. Hey, hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Look, Back to the Future there. Heading up State Street. Furley's flagship opportunity. There you go. Yeah, there used to be a DSW shoe store here. Sundays on State, that's already over. Jay City Walking Girl, she covered that. I'm glad she got to it. I didn't get to Sundays on State this year. Here's the Louis Sullivan Center. Used to be Carson Peary Scott. Now it's the Gothic Target. Amazing, detailed cast iron, wrought iron, metal. Big giant glass windows here. It's now the Gothic Target. Here, let's walk through here. We'll walk through the bottom of it so you can see it. Doors open here. Why not? See, look at the columns here. The beautiful Louis Sullivan ornamentation. If you walk this way, there's like a little. Oops, sorry. There's a little sign that'll tell you about it. If you ever come into this Gothic Target, you see how it goes up to the second story here. These amazing columns here. Icons of architecture. Sullivan, there he is, Louis Sullivan. Historic Sullivan Center. Shows about the detailed ornamentation. One of the most important examples of early modern architecture. Ornate cast iron facade here. Look at the railings. There's the old, when it was Carson Peary Scott. See how they had to repair those things, and that's those things right there at the top of the columns, and even the escalators. But now it's still a function. The bottom 2 floors are still a functioning Target. See this vast open floor plate, which is perfect for commercial offices, warehouses. The steel frame construction made this possible. We've talked about this before. If you ever saw Selfridges, it was a PBS show about the guy that ran the London department store. He briefly owned this for like a week, and he sold it. He sold it. He bought it and he sold it, and then went to London. So there's then it became Carson Peary Scott. So this could have been Selfridges. Imagine that. Oh, yeah, there used to be a sandwich shop. Yeah, I was sorry they got rid of that. It would have been nice if they could have kept that. But yeah, it shows you how the pandemic changed so much stuff. We're still in the post-pandemic world. And I don't know if the world's permanently changed. There's Caitlin Clark. You get the Caitlin Clark poster there. Hey, get your Bears stuff. Bear down, Chicago Bears. There. Look at this beautiful. You go inside here. See, we show this. This is inside the entry here. Look at the Louis Sullivan detailed columns there. And then if we go outside, we show the beautiful facade there. Right here at State Madison here. There it is. Look at that. Look at that amazing metal work there. Cast iron, wrought iron, even on this awning here. And I suppose he has his initials in there. Chris knows about this. And see, that looks like fours. Look at that. Look up there. And then here we're right here at State Madison. The one time this was considered the busiest intersection in the world. It was so congested. They had that stage picture with all the wagons and trolleys all congested there, going nowhere. Grid, rush hour traffic in the loop of Chicago. Daryl, Blue Island, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. Here, let's cross the street here. What time we got here? 12:53. Good. So we'll head up past the TJ Maxx, 1 North State, Madison and State. Yeah, walking through the loop here at lunchtime. Thanks everybody for being on. So we got around. We went over to the Buckingham Fountain. Now we're over on State Street. We'll get you up past the... Yeah, we saw the Chicago Theater yesterday, so maybe I'll cut over to Wabash. We'll just... we'll go up to the clock there at the former Marshall Fields, now the Macy's. And then we'll cut over to Wabash. There's some nice buildings on over there. Another vintage skyscraper, the Reliance building there. Early steel frame construction. Some of the earliest skyscrapers in the world still standing here. Loop of Chicago. And yeah, usually there's somebody preaching. Yeah, usually they're up there. We see, you know, the regular panhandlers and families, some migrant families on the corners. Yeah, usually there's a preacher with a amp, like a speaker. We saw that at the DNC. There were all the preachers were lined up there preaching to the people going to the DNC. That was interesting to see. But here's the platform for the link there, the link bus that'll get you over to the commuter rail stations there, Ogilvy and Union. If you take this link, people are actually using it. See, it's like they got a special bus lane that'll get you over there, I guess, a little quicker. And at least you got a nice open bus station there. You can walk on the buses easier because see how it's a raised platform. You don't have to step up to get into the bus there. This is well, hey, let's walk through Marshall Fields. We haven't gone through Marshall Fields in a while. We'll show you this beautiful Tiffany dome, the amazing Tiffany dome of the former Marshall Fields. And then they'll I'm sure in a few months they'll decorate this for the holidays. They always have nice window displays and stuff. Here's the Macy's here, former Marshall Fields, and we've shown this. I've got videos where we go up to the top and we get a close-up view of this Tiffany dome. This is the largest Tiffany dome in the world, larger than the Tiffany dome in Tiffany. Fat Fravril, iridescent mother of pearl, that blue in the center there. See how it reflects? And this is in the Marshall Fields here. One of the no, it's not a skylight. It's a dome here where you can look up here and see all the levels, the different levels of the department store. You know, every floor would be a different department. I'm sure people have protested outside of Scientology. We went over there when it opened, Lisa. I got that video where we went over there, and then I was confronted by somebody. They saw me filming it because I guess they are worried about protesters. They saw me with a camera and they didn't like it. And so I felt kind of intimidated that I was even filming around it because there's, you know, it's touchy. You know, I grew up in a cult, and so that fine line with respecting people's religion, right, exercise their religious freedom, no matter, even if it doesn't make sense, you know, because a lot of religions, believe me, don't make sense to me. Or people that claim it's a religion when it's really something else. But I have my own feelings about Scientology, but I respect their right to exist. I think it's people's own decisions. But if we're going to go after the Church of Scientology, there's many other organizations that we can equally go after, and then that becomes a very dangerous precedent. You know, we got to tolerate viewpoints. But yeah, it's hard for the people that feel trapped in it. Here's the other skylight in the Marshall Fields here, or former Marshall Fields. This is Macy's store, and we're glad that Macy's. There's still a food court up there on the 7th floor. At least there was the last time I went up there, and they still have the walnut room. As we head in towards the holidays, we'll see if they set up a Christmas tree up there. So thanks for checking out here, Macy's. There in the heart of the loop of Chicago. Ah, it's so festive. Yeah, we got that all ahead of us. So not only we got Halloween's a fun time, people decorate so well, but also Christmas time, Kwanzaa time, Hanukkah time, such a great time. Holiday season, we got that all ahead of us. There's the L train heading across. We're on Randolph here. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in, checking out. See, every day we pick a different building that we kind of go through. We did go through the Palmer House Hilton. We'll have to go through that again since I skipped it today, but can't go through it every time. People get tired of it. I'll let you know, Lisa. I don't get down. It's on Clark Street. It's in the South Loop. It's south of Harrison on Clark Street. I can walk over there. It takes me a half an hour to walk over there and a half an hour to walk back. So maybe one lunchtime we can check it out. Here comes the L train here. We'll get the train crossing Randolph here at Wabash. There it is, the pink line, 54th and Cermak. Going down Wabash. Yeah, scenes of the city. We can still cross here. Here's underneath Wabash, the L tracks here. Look how the light filters through there. But I hope you're doing well, Lisa. Thanks for tuning in, and everybody else, and Kevin. Yeah, Kevin wants me to go back to Ralph Lauren, get in a fight. We'll give it a try. There's look at the Jewelers building. There's the Smurfit Stone. I can't remember what that building's called. I wish they would put the name on it. I can't remember what this building's called. I've got amnesia. Oh, maybe I'm like Biden. I made a Biden joke there. Hopefully I'll try to entertain both sides there. I can make fun of Trump, and I can make fun of Biden too without guilt of conscience. I think all politicians should be made fun of, just some more so than others. And if I was a politician, I would want you to make fun of me. So I know it's hard. I want you to make fun of me as a live streamer. I know the trolls do it all the time. I need to take it better here. So you look at these mosaics here. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? And look at this beautiful artwork. See, they work with the high schools, and a lot of the art here. This is where is it at here? This studio here, Studio 66. Is that what they call this? Here's the Cultural Center. They got that nice mural on the back of it here. Here, Voices Embodied, the Design Museum of Chicago, right here. Free and open to the public here, so maybe we'll check that out sometime. I got to get back to work here. We're at 101 here. We started this at 12:07, so you know where we're at. We did a full circle here. This is where we started. We started at Lake in Michigan, but this is Randolph in Michigan, and we'll head back up to Lake in Michigan here. So thanks for tuning in here. Yeah. Oh, so L. Ron Hubbard's from Nebraska. Yeah, I read the biography about L. Ron Hubbard and Sea Org, and yeah, he wrote all those science fiction books. I always argue, you know, it's amazing. You know, I give him credit. you know, he was a science fiction writer that actually came up with a religion, and the creative minds, you know, and the e-meter, and it's just like a trick. It's like a magic trick. You know, all our bodies have electricity. You're supposed to get audited, and you have to like align the electricity, but it's set up so whoever's conducting the test has the control. And so you can use it to manipulate people. All the e-meter says you should do this. All the e-meter says, it's like astrology, you know. And a lot of people believe astrology, which is good, you know, if you're into that, but it's the same thing. Do you believe you're an astrologer, or do you believe the stars really mean that, or is it the interpretation? And that could be true of many other religions too. There's many interpretations. How do you interpret the religious text? Many religions, they fought wars over this, you know, interpretation. Protestant versus Catholic, you know, people died over doctrine and ideology. Really it's ideology. You know, always filter any religion or any political, look at the underlying ideology. What's the real ideology behind the message? It's hard, it's subliminal, it's you know, it's as simple as, you know, dumbing things down with slogans. Okay, so make America great again. Well, great again for whom? Great for everybody, or great only for a certain group of people? Is our greatness in our past, or is our greatness in our future? If our greatness is in our past, you know, does that mean technology is bad? Is AI bad? You know, we didn't have AI in the past, so if our greatness is in the past, does that mean all this technology is evil? You know, and so it's all these subliminal, you know, in America, you know, people look back to the past with nostalgia, but some people look to the past. Things were worse in the past. Things were worse for women in the past. Things were worse for minorities in the past in this country. Things were certainly worse in the past for Native Americans or other minority groups, you know, and so, yeah, and it might have been better for certain groups of people in the past, but not others, you know. And so you guys know what I'm saying here. So I better get off before I'm delving too much into the weeds here. I got to go back to work. But thanks everybody for tuning in for a little lunch walk here. We had a nice discussion here. Thanks for checking out the Buckingham Fountain and a little bit of the loop there. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Enjoy this weather. It's starting to get hot. And yeah, see you, Christopher. Yeah, see, Christopher, I like your perspective. Thanks for giving us your perspective. It shows you different people interpret that different ways, and you got to look at the ideology behind it. Thanks for everybody being an intelligent audience, and we'll talk to you all later. There, the Alzheimer's Association right here, advertising. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see everybody. Mia, Christopher, Michael, Shannon P, Krista, Christopher, yeah, and Michael. Daro Khan, thanks for your star sign is beef with Gardinera. That's great. I just saw that. Thanks, Pizza Lisa. Thanks everybody, and yeah, we'll check everything out later there. Have a great day, everybody. Carrie, we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Mary Therese, thanks everybody.